Welcome back to The Deep Dive. Today, we're taking a really fascinating trip into an animated world, one that maybe for a lot of people seems like just, a lighthearted reality TV spoof.
Right.
But, well, as we found out digging into the Wawanakwa archives, it's actually this universe with some surprisingly deep lore and a really meticulously documented history.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking, of course, about the Total Drama universe.
Yeah.
Our main source for this is that amazing document, the Wawanakwa archives, a complete chronological history of the Total Drama universe.
Yeah.
And it's not just like plot summaries. It's really comprehensive, full appendices on contestants, the canon winners, even all the paratextual stuff that expands the world.
Which is pretty key, actually.
Totally. So our mission today, navigate all that complex lore, look at the character development, which is pretty significant, and sort of uncover the world building that took this show way beyond just being a parody. We'll frames it right from the start, that reality TV satire, all the way to this like sprawling multi-generational saga. So by the end, you are going to walk away with a real shortcut to understanding the Total Drama canon, some genuinely surprising facts about how it evolved, and maybe a new appreciation for its unique storytelling. Okay, let's unpack this.
And that word storytelling or craftsmanship, it's so important here because like the archive show, this isn't just some kid's cartoon. It's really meticulously put together. There's a defined canon, a real commitment to continuity, stuff you'd normally expect from, big live-action franchises or major animated series with way bigger budgets.
Right.
That dedication to character arcs, the psychological side of the competition, keeping the world coherent across so many seasons, it's impressive, especially under that comedy wrapper. It's that depth, that internal logic, all laid out in the archives that makes this so interesting for anyone who cares about good, long-form narrative.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a masterclass in evolving a story. So let's start right at the beginning. Part 1, the Genesis generation, the Wawanakwa Chronicles.
Yeah.
This is the foundation, right, where it all began. And the archives make it clear it wasn't just sort of a parody. It was a direct, often pretty biting satire of those survival reality shows. Survivor, obviously, being the main target.
Exactly. And that first period, the archives really detail this. It wasn't just about, throwing teens on an island. It was about setting up the whole Total Drama playbook. We get the main cast. Yeah, each one an archetype pushed to the extreme for comedy, but also that hazardous, disgusting Camp Wawanakwa setting. It practically became its own character.
Oh, damn.
And more importantly, it laid down the themes for everything that followed. The alliances, the betrayals, the absurdity of reality TV itself, and just how nuts the challenges were. What's really interesting, and the archives really focus on this, is how the prize money evolved in the show's universe. Started at $100,000, decent, but, then boom, $1 million.
Big jump.
Huge. And it wasn't random. It perfectly mirrored how reality shows were getting more extreme, bigger prizes, pushing limits to get viewers. It was meta commentary baked right in from the start.
That escalation really set the tone, didn't it? High stakes from the get-go. Okay, so let's zoom in on Chapter 1. Total Drama Island, 2007. The very first contest. We all remember, right? 22 teenagers show up at this awful Camp Wawanakwa in Muskoka, Ontario. Greeted by the host, Chris McLean, completely egotistical, and Chef Hatchet, his, grim-faced sidekick.
Mm-hmm. Grim, but weirdly fatherly sometimes.
Huh? Maybe. Anyway, they're split immediately. Screaming Gophers versus Killer Bass. And the archive showed this wasn't just random teams. It immediately shaped strategy, social dynamics, rivalries, right from day one. And to really show how dangerous this show was, the first challenge, a 1,000-foot cliff dive.
Yeah.
Into shark-infested waters. It's clear, minute 1, this isn't your normal summer camp.
And yeah, the dive was spectacular, but the archives point to the first elimination as the really critical moment for the whole series.
Yeah.
A real game changer. Ezekiel, right? The homeschooled guy, voted off not for failing the challenge, but for making those sexist comments.
Right, alienated his whole team.
Exactly. And what's insightful is how Total Drama, being animated, could really amp up the social game aspect. Unlike live-action shows where it's all subtle glances and confessionals, here they could use exaggerated reactions, thought bubbles, break the fourth wall.
Yeah, show the strategy visually.
Totally. It made the social gameplay hilarious, but also really impactful. Ezekiel's elimination wasn't just about words. It was this cartoonishly big consequence. It told everyone. Social screw-ups are as big a deal as, falling off a cliff. Social capital was currency.
That's a great point about animation. So the early game, episodes 3 to 7, that really cements these dynamics. We get challenges like the Awake-a-thon, Dodgeball, the talent show, Facing
Real
Fears.
classic reality show stuff, but twisted.
Exactly. And the archives see them as tools, right?
Yeah.
To break down the contestants' masks, show their real, exaggerated selves for the cameras. And this is when Heather really stacks up as the main villain.
The queen bee.
Forms that first proper alliance with Lindsay and Beth, starts controlling the Gophers immediately. Meanwhile, you've got Gwen and Trent's romance starting up. Bit turbulent, but central.
The goth and the musician.
And of course, Duncan and Courtney. That whole opposites attract, super tense thing begins. You just knew that was going to explode.
Oh, absolutely. Setting up fireworks. So mid-game, episodes 8 to 13, things really heat up. The archives pinpoint some key shifts. We get that hint of the supernatural, remember? Beth takes the cursed tiki idol from Boney Island.
Right, and suddenly the Gophers start losing.
Yeah.
Convenient excuse.
Exactly. A nod to reality TV superstitions. But here's where it gets really interesting. A landmark moment. Basic straining.
Oh yeah, Harold.
Harold, getting bullied relentlessly by Duncan, pulls off this shocking move, rigs the votes, sends Courtney packing.
Completely stunned everyone, including Courtney.
It wasn't just an elimination, it was huge for the series. It proved underdogs, the weaker players, could flip the whole game if they were smart and sneaky enough. It totally shifted the power dynamics, showed the game was complex, not just about strength, and it set up that recurring theme. The underdog rising up. Total Drama wasn't afraid to break its own rules.
Harold's move was legendary. You watched that and thought, wow, okay, anyone can win this, even if it meant cheating. So the archives must talk about the ripple effect, right?
Yeah.
Beyond just Courtney leaving. Because then we get the merge, the late game, episodes 14 to 25, individual competition. Now we even see Even and Izzy come back briefly, shakes things up again.
Adds unpredictability.
And in that huge moment for Lindsay in That's Off the Chain, Heather betrays her after manipulating her all season. And Lindsay just unleashes that epic, curse-filled rant against Heather.
Iconic. Absolutely iconic.
The archives call it a key moment of character liberation, right? The dumb blonde finding her voice. Super satisfying.
Definitely subverting the trope. And then another twist in Hot Campshire, the eliminated players at Playa des Losers get to vote someone off.
Yeah. And they accidentally vote off Lashana, who was super popular.
That Playa des Losers twist is so important, and it connects back to you, the listener. It raises that question. How does your social game affect you even after you're voted out? Lashana getting booted by former players shows that your relationships, good or bad, have consequences beyond the game itself. Public perception matters, even among the eliminated. No action goes unnoticed.
It really adds another layer.
Okay.
So all that leads to the finale, episode 26, the very last episode, really. Owen, the fun-loving guy, versus Gwen, the cynical goth. And according to the archives, the official canonical winner of Total Drama Island is Owen.
Yep. And the evidence laid out is pretty solid. Multiple confirmations within the show's universe. A creator confirmed it. Owen himself says he already won $1 million later in the redonkulous race.
Okay.
And Gwen, in Total Drama Action the next season, says she came second out of 22. So, pretty clear. Now, it's important, like the archives note, that they started the tradition here, producing alternate endings where the other finalist wins.
Right, for different regions, or just as a what if.
Exactly. But for Island, Owen's win is the established canon. Solidified him as that lovable underdog winner. Though those alternate endings themselves are interesting, right? Makes you think about what canon even means when they show you other possibilities.
Definitely food for thought. Okay, that sets up Interlude 1. Total Drama Island, The Hunt for the Million. This special bridges seasons 1 and 2 and just completely flips the ending of Island. Classic Total Drama.
Okay.
The premise is wild. Chris tells Owen, who just won C $100,000, he can trade it for a shot at C $1 million hidden somewhere on the island.
Insane, but perfectly Chris.
And Owen, being Owen,
Takes it immediately.
which kicks off this chaotic free-for-all with all 22 original contestants scrambling for the case, alliances form and break in seconds.
And this special, even though it's short, is super critical for the lore, like the archives highlight. One, it officially bumps the grand prize up to C $1 million for all future seasons, raises the stakes permanently. Two, it shows us where the characters are after season 1. Rivalries, friendships, they're still going strong, even getting worse in some cases. Shows lasting impact.
Good point.
And finally, nobody actually wins the million picks. A shark eats the briefcase, peak absurdity, and Chris uses the chaos to announce that 14 of them are contractually obligated for season 2. Total drama action, sets the stage perfectly. It's basically a high-energy commercial for the next season.
What a way to transition. Okay, so that brings us to part 2. The price of fame, the film lot, and the world stage. This whole era, the archives document how it dives into the show's massive success within its own world and the impact fame has on the contestants, sometimes pretty challenging impact.
Exactly. The narrative, as the archives explain, shifts significantly. We go from the remote island to an abandoned film lot, then later a global tour. It mirrors the show's own growing budget and scope, sure, but it's also meta-commentary.
On reality TV blowing up.
Yeah. The themes move beyond just survival parody. Now it's satirizing the entertainment industry, celebrity culture, media manipulation, even the psychological toll fame takes. And things like the Aftermath show, which we'll get to, really build out this world. These aren't just campers anymore, they're reality stars dealing with a media machine. It's not just about winning, it's about performing for the audience on and off screen.
Right, the performance aspect becomes huge.
Yeah.
Okay, chapter 2, total drama action lines, camera, backstabbing.
Drama.
Picks up right there. The 14 qualifiers from the special arrive at an abandoned film lot in Toronto, and now every challenge is a parody of a movie genre. Horror, sci-fi, musical.
Hilarious, usually. Sometimes terrifying for them.
Yeah, and this shift wasn't just for fun. It let the show satirize how contestants now had to perform roles, often badly, mirroring manufactured reality TV drama. Like that horror movie challenge, Not So Happy Campers. They're scared. But for us, it's about how reality TV creates fake scares for ratings. The season kicks off brutally, too. Jeff and Bridget, making out constantly, useless in challenges.
Gone. First one's out.
Immediately shows that relationships, maybe helpful on the island, are now a liability in this fame game. The rules were changing.
And this season brings in a huge world-building piece, the Total Drama Aftermath show. Hosted by Jeff and Bridget, ironically enough, their relationship drama becomes its own show.
So meta.
Totally. And the archives note how clever this was. Eliminated contestants get interviewed, they comment on the game, there's a live audience. It lets the lore expand massively beyond the main competition. We see their post-show lives as public figures. Reinforces the celebrity angle, the commentary on reality TV. It wasn't just a recap show. It explored the consequences of fame, developed characters outside the game. Pretty groundbreaking for animation back then.
The Aftermath show was genius, gave the world so much more texture. Okay, so action is really defined by some big character arcs, right? The archives show how they illustrate the pressures of fame. We see Gwen and Trent's relationship just fall apart.
Yeah, Trent gets paranoid, jealous, obsessed with the number 9.
Which leads to his elimination and their breakup. Pretty dark look at how fame can mess things up.
Then, mid-season, Courtney returns.
Explosively. After winning a lawsuit from being rigged out last season.
Armed with contractual advantages, becomes this formidable, litigious, often infuriating villain.
A great satire of reality TV legal battles.
And Justin, minor character in season 1, suddenly a main villain, using his looks to manipulate people.
Until it stops working.
Right. Commentary on superficiality.
So the finale pits Duncan, the delinquent, against Beth, the nerdy farm girl.
And this is where it gets fascinating, like the archives detail. This season, probably the most ambiguous winner in the whole franchise. There's strong conflicting evidence for both.
Really? Like what?
Well, for Duncan, he had a huge role all season, plus he's shown as the winner in a promo for All-Stars. It's the bad boy wins narrative. But the reunion special, Celebrity Manhunt, heavily implies Beth won. She and Lindsay get bailed out of jail in Paris, and the strong implication is Beth used her prize money. In Duncan's version, their parents sold cars to bail them out. Big difference.
Okay, yeah, that's conflicting.
So the archives conclude, officially unresolved, due to equally valid in-universe evidence. And connecting that to the bigger picture, it shows how even in fiction, truth can be hazy. Subtle hints, perspective. Maybe the creators wanted it ambiguous. A meta point about official records sometimes contradicting keeps fans debating forever.
That ambiguity definitely fuels discussion. Okay, Interlude 2. Celebrity Manhunt's Total Drama Action Reunion Special. This one's a sharp parody of celebrity gossip shows like TMZ Bridges Action and World Tour. It follows the cast after season 2, showing them as these struggling celebrities dealing with fame pressure, relationships crumbling publicly, really highlights their desperation to get back on TV, shows how addictive fame can be.
Exactly. But beyond the satire, which is great, Its crucial function, according to the archives, is introducing 2 new characters who define the next season.
Sierra and Alejandro.
Sierra, the obsessive superfan, running fan blogs.
Yeah.
A brilliant meta-nod to the show's own audience.
Yeah.
And Alejandro, charming, handsome, but incredibly manipulative new villain. They instantly shake up the returning cast dynamics.
Okay.
And the special ends with Chris hijacking the broadcast to announce Total Drama World Tour, tricking everyone into signing contracts for an even bigger global season. Classic Chris. Both advances the plot and satirizes shady reality TV practices.
And World Tour definitely delivered on bigger.
Yeah.
Chapter 3. Total Drama World Tour, a musical misadventure, took things global. 15 returning contestants, plus Sierra and Alejandro on the rundown Total Drama Jumbo Jet.
Barely airworthy, probably.
Probably. And Chris introduces that totally controversial, totally insane new rule, spontaneous singing.
Oh, yeah. The bell rings, you sing, or you get the drop of shame.
Immediate elimination. The archives call it one of the show's boldest moves, right? Merging reality competition with musical theater really changed the game.
Definitely redefined the series.
Cast gets split into 3 teams. Team Victory, Team Amazon, Team Chris is really hot. And drama starts immediately. Duncan quits episode 1, refuses to sing.
Typical Duncan.
Ezekiel gets voted off first again, but stows away, and begins that creepy transformation into, well, basically Gollum, hiding in the cargo hold. Surprisingly dark arc.
Yeah, the character arcs this season are some of the most complex, most impactful in the whole series. The archives really analyze them. Alejandro's strategy dominates early on. He just dismantles Team Victory single-handedly through manipulation, gets the entire team eliminated before the merge. Masterclass in villainy.
Brutal.
Then the huge emotional drama. The love triangle. Duncan comes back, starts an affair with Gwen.
Which gets revealed to Courtney.
Yeah.
Shatters everything. Duncan, Gwen, and Courtney's friendship.
Right. And the archives note, the fallout from that lasts all the way through All-Stars. Shows real long-term consequences. But maybe the most compelling arc, Heather's redemption.
Yeah. She becomes this anti-hero against Alejandro. She's the only one who sees through him from the start.
Their rivalry becomes the main plot, a season-long battle of wits. So what does it all mean? This season really upped the complexity, the lasting impact of choices, past actions, relationships. They mattered long-term now, across seasons. Big step for the show's narrative ambition.
It really felt like a season with huge consequences. All that drama, singing, flying, leads to the finale. Heather versus Alejandro on a volcano in Hawaii.
Epic setting.
Couldn't get much higher stakes.
And yeah, there's an alternate ending where Alejandro wins, technically, but the archives confirm Heather's victory is the canonical intended one. Her whole season arc, going from villain to anti-hero, finally outsmarting the master manipulator. It's just a more satisfying story conclusion. Shows characters can grow, learn, and win.
Definitely felt earned.
And regardless of who won, the post-credit scene is canon. Alejandro, badly burned, gets recovered and put in that drama machine robot suit, where he stays until All-Stars. Brutal, but sets up his return.
Okay, so after 3 huge seasons with the original cast, building this whole world, the show enters a new phase, part 3, the new blood mutation and mashups.
Yeah.
This is where they started really experimenting, right? Format, cast, shaking things up.
Exactly. Bringing in a whole new generation for Revenge of the Island was key. The archives explain it was to refresh the series, avoid getting stale, find new archetypes to satirize. This era also has that interesting split 5th season, All-Stars, and then Pakitu Island with another new cast. It explores the legacy, right? Bringing back old faces, then showing how the show's history affects new contestants. It's also where we see the shift to the shorter 13-episode format mostly, which changes things. Faster pace, quicker eliminations.
Less time for deep character stuff compared to the early seasons.
Right, a trade-off. More immediate drama, maybe less nuance.
Okay, so Chapter 4, Total Drama. Revenge of the Island, a toxic return. 13 new contestants arrive at Camp Wawanakwa. Only now it's a toxic waste dump.
Yeah, radioactive environment, mutant wildlife. Whole new kind of danger. Dark humor.
The archives say this twist was both a reset and a source for unique gags. Definitely memorable visuals.
Oh, yeah.
We get some big character arcs. Zoe and Mike's romance, with Mike dealing with dissociative identity disorder, his multiple personalities.
Which the archives discuss how the show used animation to portray that. Bold choice, definitely got people talking. Showed willingness to touch on serious themes, even comedically.
Then Scott, the villain. His strategy. Sabotage his own team, the toxic rats, to get rid of threats before the merge. Ruthless.
Super effective, though. Evil genius.
And Dakota, the fame-obsessed one, slowly mutates from the radiation into the giant Dakotazoid.
Visually striking. Tragicomic. Sums up the season's vibe.
So the finale is Lightning the jock versus Cameron the brilliant bubble boy.
Physically imposing versus physically frail, but super smart.
And the archives say Cameron's win is generally seen as canon.
Yeah, and it makes sense narratively. His whole bubble boy overcoming the odds story. It's a more fulfilling ending. Brains over brawn. Even with mutant squirrels around, underdog win again.
From Toxic Waste 2. Chapter 5. Total Drama All-Stars in Paquito Island. A Tale of Two Seasons, produced back-to-back.
Right, the split 5th production season.
First 5.1 All-Stars. Heroes versus villains. Great premise. 14 fan favorites and villains from the first 2 generations return back to a decontaminated Camp Wawanakwa.
Ultimate showdown.
Split into heroic hamsters and villainous vultures based on their past actions.
The archives note this aim to cash in on old rivalries, but also face that all-star challenge, living up to huge expectations.
Yeah, tough act to follow.
The main plot, the archives analyze, is Mike's dormant, evil personality, Mal, taking over, manipulating everyone from inside Mike's head, darker, more psychological villain.
Definitely unsettling.
The season also tries to wrap up old arcs, like Gwen and Courtney's friendship finally dissolving completely in Sunday, Muddy Sunday. Controversial episode, big reaction from fans, showed the love triangle damage was permanent.
Oof, yeah, that was rough.
Finale is Zoe versus Mal in Mike's body. Mike eventually defeats Mal in his mind, seems to cure his DID, but then Chris's reckless drilling during the final challenge makes Wawanakwa sink. The whole island, gone.
Whoa. End of an era? Literally.
Totally cataclysmic. Marks the end of the original location. As for the winner, ambiguous again, say the archives. Both endings have the money shared, the island sinks. No later references pick one, so maybe the point wasn't who won the money, but the consequence. Losing the island itself.
Makes sense. So with Wawanakwa gone, 5.2, Paquito Island, the artificial frontier, 3rd generation, 14 new contestants, new location, Paquito Island, which turns out to be completely artificial, controlled by a hidden supercomputer.
Wild twist. Sci-fi edge after the toxic theme. Deliberate choice, the archives say, for new hazards, new visuals.
Primary arcs here. Sean, the zombie-obsessed survivalist, and Sky, the aspiring Olympian. Their romance. Quirky pairing.
Yeah, they were fun.
And the villain is Sugar, the pageant queen. Different kind of ruthless.
What's cool about this season, the archives detail, is how it mixes classic total drama stuff with these weirder sci-fi bits. The climax is Scarlet Fever. Scarlet, the quiet brainiac,
Who seemed harmless.
reveals she's actually this malevolent genius, takes over the island's computer, threatens to blow it all up for the money, shocking dark turn, subverts the nerd stereotype big time, shows quiet ones can be dangerous.
Yeah, that was intense.
The finale is Sean versus Sky, and the archives lean towards Sean's ending being more narratively coherent. Better wrap up for his zombie paranoia arc and his relationship with Jasmine. His win feels earned, completing his journey.
Okay, so just when you think they might be out of steam. Part 4, the expanded world and the next generation. This feels like a smart move. Expanding the format and going back to roots simultaneously shows the franchise can adapt.
Totally. The archives really dig into this strategy. The Redonkulous race was a successful break from the Survivor parody, adopted that amazing race style, but stayed canonical, expanded possibilities.
Right.
And then the 2023 Total Drama Island reboot. Big time jump, new generation, fresh status quo, shows narrative flexibility. They could reboot the core idea for today's audience without ditching the history. Delicate balance, but they pulled it off, ensured it stayed relevant.
And it really did.
Yeah.
Okay, Chapter 6, Total Drama presents The Redonkulous Race, The Global Gauntlet, spin-off series, new host Dawn, equally nuts, 18 teams of 2, racing around the world, amazing race parody, and crucial for canon, like the archive's stress. Its status is confirmed because original contestants return. Jeff with Brody, Noah with Owen, and Leonard with Tammy.
Right. And they're aged up to 19, which gives us a loose timeline for everything before it. Grounds the spinoff in the main universe.
Good.
Clever bridge.
Smart move. And this season still had classic total drama, just on a global scale.
Oh, yeah. The archives highlight key arcs. The Ice Dancers, Jacques and Jose. Season-long villains. Ruthless, over-the-top commentary on competitive sports.
They were great villains.
Fierce rivalry with the police cadets MacArthur and Sanders, often hilarious. The best friends, Carrie and Devin. That slow burn romance. Real heartfelt journey from friends to couple.
Oh, yeah, that was sweet.
And Noah gets his first real relationship with Emma from the Sisters team. Big development for him.
I see him happy.
Finale pits the police cadets against the surfer dudes. Jeff and Brody, who came back after the best friend's medical evac. And like other seasons, winner varies by region. Archives say canonical winner is officially ambiguous, no later confirmation. Seems to be a recurring theme, that ambiguity. Maybe reflects reality TV chaos.
Could be. Now we hit Chapter 7, Total Drama Island 2023-2024, the reboot era. Huge return to the original format, original setting, but with a massive twist. Resets the universe. Hashtag the time skip. The archives really emphasize this, a significant time jump, set 15 years after the original 2007 season. And it's on a rebuilt Camp Wawanakwa. Not just fixed up, rebuilt. Signals a fresh start, but respects the past.
And that time jump, huge implication. Original cast, Gen 1, they're in their early 30s now. Opens up tons of fan speculation about their lives.
Oh, yeah.
More importantly, introduces Generation 4, 16 new teens designed to satirize modern youth, influencers, meta-aware fans who know the show's history. The archives call it a clever way to keep the satire fresh for a new audience while respecting the timeline. Comments on how reality TV and its contestants have changed. Hashtag Season 1 2023.
And this new cast brought the drama. Season 1 2023, the reboot, centers on Bowie, the franchise's first openly gay main competitor. Big step for representation.
Significant.
Versus Priya, the superfan whose parents trained her for total drama since birth. Intense approach to reality TV.
Yeah.
Fascinating rivalry.
Two very different competitors.
Major subplot, too. Priya and Millie's friendship. Nearly ruined because Millie was secretly writing a book criticizing their generation using her friends as research.
Brilliant meta-commentary on Gen Z, self-awareness, how we present ourselves.
Totally. And the finale.
Yeah.
Archives confirm. Priya beats Bowie, wins the million.
And this win isn't just an ending. It sets up Priya's storyline for the next season. Shows how the narrative uses winners to drive future plots. Solidifies her, for now, as a canonical winner who proved meta-knowledge pays off. Hashtag Season 2 2024.
Which takes us right into Season 2 2024. Unique setup here. All 16 from Season 1 return for a rematch. Rare for the show. Immediately gives you existing relationships, rivalries.
Rich starting point for drama.
Main storylines focus on that villain alliance. Julia, the manipulative influencer, and MK, the cynical strategist. Formidable pair. Social savvy plus cunning.
Dangerous combo.
There's also that complex romance between Caleb, the physical powerhouse, and Priya, the previous winner. Explores relationships under the reality TV microscope.
Always tricky.
And comedic relief from the hockey bros Wayne and Raj. Inseparable, heartwarming, maybe a bit clueless sometimes.
Cut out all the heart.
Finale comes down to Caleb, Julia, and Wayne.
And in a surprise upset, Wayne wins. Caleb and Julia runners-up.
Really?
Yeah. The archives note, since it's the most recent season, this is the only ending produced. So, clear canonical winner for now, which is refreshing. And Wayne's win, given he was more comedy, less strategy. It's classic total drama, subverting expectations. Underdog win again, sometimes being positive, plus some luck, gets you there, even in Chris's game.
Wow. What a ride we just took through that universe.
Yeah.
So, in conclusion, the history of total drama shows this incredible evolution. Started as a simple parody, blossomed into this complex, multi-gen saga, intricate history, expanding world, characters people really connect with, even though they're cartoons.
It really is fascinating to trace, isn't it? Like the archives lay out over 15 plus years, it's constantly reinvented itself, new casts, new formats, new settings, but kept that satirical core. The narrative went from a rundown camp to the world stage, a toxic dump, an artificial island, then back to its roots with the reboot. Amazing adaptability.
And through all those changes, those core themes kept coming back. Alliances, betrayal, the psychological side of competing, the absurdity of fame.
Right. They're not just plot points. They're commentaries that give the show its punch.
This ability to adapt, satirize pop culture while building on its own rich lore, it's really cemented total drama as a major player in 21st century animation.
Absolutely. It shows that outrageous concepts can have surprising depth and last a long time with smart writing and dedicated world building. Challenges expectations for animated comedy.
Totally. And hey, if you want to go even deeper, those appendices in the Wawanakwa archives are amazing for fans. We mentioned the contestant roster and the winner's circle table with all the canon winner analysis.
Yeah, meticulous stuff.
But there's even more that builds the world.
There is. And it was really ahead of its time for a 2007 show. The archives talk a lot about the paratextual canon, which just means all that extra stuff outside the main episodes that still counts towards the official story.
Like audition tapes.
Exactly. Audition tapes, recaps like TDI Rundown with unseen tapes giving backstory, exclusive online clips, shorts. often showing eliminated contestants' lives after the show, adding little details. Messages from home in season 1, giving glimpses of home life, adding depth. This constant stream of extra material across different platforms, it built a super dedicated online fan base, really forward-thinking transmedia storytelling for animation back then, set a precedent for engaging fans, expanded what canon meant.
Incredible foresight, truly ahead of its time.
Okay.
Oh, and one last crucial point before we wrap. The Dramarama anomaly.
Important distinction.
The archives are crystal clear. Total Dramarama. Separate universe. Not part of the main canon we discussed.
Right. Because the premise, characters from different generations as toddlers in daycare, completely contradicts the main show where they met as teens.
So, fun show, beloved spin-off, but definitely stands outside the official Total Drama timeline. Gotta keep the canon clean.
Keep it clean.
All right, and that brings our deep dive into the wild world of Total Drama to an end. Thanks so much for joining us on this journey through its history, its evolution, its surprisingly deep choices. Hopefully you've got a richer feel for this animated universe now. Maybe you'll rewatch with fresh eyes or hunt down some of that paratextual stuff we mentioned.
Yeah, definitely check it out. And maybe think about this as you go. Given how carefully Total Drama built and expanded its universe, always changing but keeping its identity, what does that tell us about the depth possible in what seem like simple entertainment formats? And how does it challenge our idea of canon in a world that's always evolving, where fans themselves can sometimes shape the story?
Ooh, great questions to ponder. We'll leave you with those. We'll be back soon with another deep dive. Until then, stay curious.